One of the biggest health risks in the Western world is something all of us will experience at one stage or another. This is how to guard yourself against this clandestine killer. By the way, my name's Hazel Gale. I'm a former therapist turned author and creator of the stress relief game Betwixt. And believe it or not, I'm talking about loneliness. But before you scroll on thinking you have enough people in your life, give me a moment to explain, because there's more to this than meets the eye. Stats first. Research shows that living with loneliness increases your odds of dying by 45%. To put that into context, the same analysis showed that living with air pollution increases your odds of dying early by 5%. Obesity, 20%. Excessive drinking, 30%. Loneliness, in other words, is one of the biggest killers in the developed world. But do we understand what it really means to be lonely? For most of us, the word loneliness automatically evokes an image of somebody on their own. But loneliness and aloneness are not the same thing. It is entirely possible to feel deeply lonely when surrounded by people, even by people we love. And conversely, it's equally possible to feel a strong sense of connection while on our own. Making the mistake of equating loneliness with isolation is risky, because it would lead us to believe that the only cure for loneliness is people. But here's the thing. Unless we first connect to ourselves, simply attempting to connect with others may not heal our pain at all, and it could even make things worse. So how do we guard against loneliness? The antidote to loneliness is to cultivate a sense of belonging, that feeling that we are truly a part of something. But here's where it gets interesting. Belonging, it turns out, does not require something external to become a part of. It doesn't necessarily require other people at all. To be clear, I am not saying that social connection is redundant. Far from it. It's just that interpersonal relationships are not the be-all and end-all when it comes to feeling a sense of belonging. Instead, it's the intrapersonal that we need to start with. Research shared by Brené Brown in her book Braving the Wilderness, along with other titles, shows that, in fact, the feeling of belonging relies on the sense that we are being true to ourselves. It is built on the foundations of self-awareness, authenticity, and the courage to commit to our convictions, values, and beliefs. Once we belong thoroughly to ourselves, she writes, and believe thoroughly in ourselves, true belonging is ours. This is not equal to saying that if you have no familial or social support system, you'll be fine as long as you're living authentically. I don't think that's true, and it certainly isn't helpful. But the inverse of this situation is useful to think about. If we surround ourselves with others but neglect our self-connection, we could worsen our feelings of loneliness rather than alleviate them. If we present a false, masked self to the world for connection, either knowingly or not, then no matter how other people respond to us, we will never feel truly connected. We can't, because we are not actually a part of the relationship and we know it. If we've presented some tailored version of who we are, one that we think other people will like or respect or whatever, then we haven't actually put our true selves out there at all. And it's by following this chain of reasoning that we arrive at perhaps the biggest sucker punch to come out of this research. Many of us, it turns out, devote enormous amounts of time and money to exactly the wrong thing in our attempts to stave off loneliness. When we censor the things that we say or do just a little to make ourselves more attractive or palatable, when we wear the clothes or do the activities that other people seem to like as opposed to the ones that we really would choose, we are not solving this problem. Because the opposite of belonging, according to the data, is not loneliness at all. It's not ostracization, isolation, or rejection either. It's fitting in. The opposite of belonging is fitting in. So the next time you feel that you're on the outside, remember this. The answer is not to work out what other people want from you, but to ask what you want from yourself. I really hope this helps. Hit follow for more, and if you'd like to take an epic journey through a magical world in pursuit of mental wellness, then you can download Betwixt, the mental health game, a fantasy text-based adventure app that combats stress and anxiety. Available on the iOS App Store and Google Play.